NFTs became the hottest thing almost overnight. Suddenly, people were selling pixelated images for millions, and everyone wanted in. From artists and celebrities to gamers and investors, it felt like the internet had found its next big gold rush. But here's the thing. Behind all the hype, there's a lot that doesn't get mentioned. There's a side of NFTs that's not as glamorous, not as flashy, and honestly, pretty confusing. Today, we're going to talk about the things people don't usually tell you, the hidden side of NFTs that most people either don't know or don't want to talk about. 10. Most NFTs aren't actually rare. One of the biggest selling points of NFTs is rarity. That's how they justify the price tags, by saying you're getting something unique. But here's the truth. Most NFTs are mass-produced using templates and automated software. Sure, each one might be technically different, but the differences are usually tiny, like a different color background or a slightly altered design. That's not really rare in the traditional sense. In most cases, creators are churning out 10,000 versions of the same design and selling them as collectibles. If everything is rare, then nothing really is. The idea of rarity is often just a marketing trick. 9. The environmental impact is bigger than you think. NFTs run on blockchain technology, and most of them use Ethereum, which has been known to consume a huge amount of energy. Every transaction, every minting of a new NFT uses electricity. A single NFT transaction used to have the same carbon footprint as several hundred miles driven in a gas-powered car. While Ethereum has since switched to a more energy-efficient system, the damage done in the early days was massive. And some blockchains still rely on old systems that burn energy like crazy. If you care about the environment, this is something to keep in mind. NFTs are digital, but they can still leave a very real footprint. 8. You don't actually own the art. This one surprises a lot of people. When you buy an NFT, you don't get ownership of the actual artwork. What you're buying is a digital token, a kind of receipt that says you own a specific version of that image on the blockchain. The image itself can still be copied, downloaded, and even posted online by anyone. You're not buying the rights to reproduce or sell the image. You're just buying the bragging rights of saying, I own this version. It's like buying a signature in a digital guestbook, not the art itself, and that leaves many wondering what they really paid for. 7. Hype is manufactured, not organic. A lot of NFT projects seem like they go viral overnight, but that's rarely by accident. Behind the scenes, teams are hiring influencers, paying for fake followers, and even buying into their own projects to create a false sense of demand. It's all about creating buzz. The more people think something is valuable, the more likely they are to buy in. That's not to say all projects are fake, but many are heavily engineered to look more successful than they actually are. This makes it really hard for regular buyers to tell what's real and what's just clever marketing. 6. It's easy to lose your money. Unlike a bank account or a PayPal wallet, your crypto wallet doesn't come with customer service. If you accidentally send crypto to the wrong address, or if your wallet gets hacked, there's no way to reverse the transaction. Once it's gone, it's gone. And this happens more often than you think. Some people have lost thousands, or even millions, just by clicking on a fake link or falling for a phishing scam. The NFT world is built around blockchain, and blockchain is unforgiving. One mistake can cost you everything, and there's no one to call for help. 5. The market is extremely volatile. Prices in the NFT world swing up and down like a roller coaster. One day an NFT is worth $50,000, and the next it can drop to $500 or even zero. This isn't like investing in real estate or even stocks, where you can expect some long-term trends. NFT prices are driven by hype, social media buzz, and the latest trends. The same influencers who help launch a project can also tank it just by moving on to the next big thing. If you're thinking about getting into NFTs as a way to get rich quick, remember that the risk is just as high, maybe even higher, than the reward. 4. Many projects are pump and dumps. A pump and dump is when a group hypes up a project just to drive the price up. Once the value spikes, they sell off their holdings for a profit, and the value crashes. The people who bought in late are left with worthless tokens. This happens more than you'd think in the NFT space. Some creators launch flashy projects, hype them up on Twitter or Discord, get a bunch of people to invest, and then disappear. Others stay but move on to new projects, leaving the old ones behind like ghost towns. It's one of the biggest risks in the entire space. 3. Celebrities are often paid to promote them. When you see a famous person buying an NFT or launching their own, it might look like they genuinely believe in the technology. But a lot of the time, they're getting paid to say they do. Brands will offer celebrities huge amounts of money or even free NFTs just to talk about them publicly. This creates a false sense of trust. Fans see their favorite stars getting involved and assume it's a smart move. But what they don't see is the financial deal happening behind the scenes. So before you buy into a project because a celebrity is backing it, remember, it might just be another paid endorsement. 2. Most projects will not last. Thousands of NFT projects have launched since the boom began, but only a tiny fraction of them are still relevant today. Many have completely shut down, and others have lost nearly all of their value. The problem is that most NFT creators don't have a long-term plan. They launch with a bunch of buzz, sell out quickly, and then fail to build a community or deliver any real utility. Without continued interest or usefulness, the excitement dies out. What seemed like a smart investment one month turns into a forgotten JPEG the next. Longevity is rare in this space, and that makes it tough to pick winners. 1. The technology has potential, but we're not there yet. For all the flaws and issues, there is something interesting at the core of NFTs. The idea of owning something digital, something you can prove is yours, does make sense in today's online world. Imagine using NFTs as digital concert tickets, as a way to prove ownership of virtual items in games, or even as records of important events. The technology has potential far beyond cartoon monkeys and pixel art. The problem is that right now, most projects are focused on making quick money, instead of building something useful. If NFTs are going to stick around, it won't be because of hype. It'll be because someone finally found a smart way to use them in real life. So now you know the truth about NFTs, the stuff people usually leave out. They're not all bad, and they're definitely not all good. They're risky, unpredictable, and full of surprises, both good and bad. Whether you're already in the NFT world or just thinking about dipping your toes in, it's important to know what you're getting into. Don't let the hype guide your decisions. Make sure you're informed and cautious, because in a space moving this fast, a little knowledge goes a long way. If you found this video helpful, give it a like and share it with a friend who needs to hear this. And if you're into honest takes on the latest tech trends, hit that subscribe button. We've got a lot more coming your way.